Stagg 26B is finally on the market, so let's get it on the desk and into the Glen and see how it compares to 26A. Hi everyone, welcome to Highly Allocated Problems. My name's Jeff, and that's right, we finally have the next release for this year of Stagg. The Stagg 26B is here, and it is an interesting one. Stagg 26B is 125.2 proof, as compared to the 26A, which is 129 proof. I wonder what went into deciding that this should be a lower proof offering. I don't know how that's going to impact things. Obviously, we're a little late having a 26B drop halfway through the year, considering the whole first half of the year has basically just been 26A. Now, the one thing about that is that 26A has kind of been all over the place. It's been a really, really well-distributed release. I have seen a lot of people getting their first Staggs and it being a 26A, and that's really, really promising to see. I really hope that 26B follows suit, and if they're gonna do a 26C and a 26D, hopefully it'll be equally as widely distributed. At least I hope so, because everyone deserves to get whatever they want, and if Stagg is one of their favorites, I hope they're able to get one. So let's get this into the Glen, on the nose and on the palate, and see how it does against, I guess, every other Stagg. Certain someone that I know says that the B batch stands for basic. Let's see if that holds true. All right. I don't really know what to expect here. 25D to 26A, there have been good releases. So 25D is kind of one of regarded as one of the better releases that they've had. I think that 26A is a fantastic release as well. So we'll see if 26B can keep that momentum going, or if, like somebody said, if this is a basic offering and that the B batches are not that great, we'll see. But at least let's get it on the nose first and see how it goes. Here we go. Really interesting. A lot of barrel char and oak and some like deep fruit. I'm not getting like the cherry that you normally get from Stagg on the nose on this. Kind of almost like a chocolatey, like a chocolate note. Interesting. There is also like maybe a little like chocolatey, caramel, vanilla on the nose. But I think the biggest thing is that I'm really hunting for that cherry note and I'm not getting it. So that's kind of the first indicator, is that it's a little bit different than others because you're not getting that cherry. So we'll see if maybe it's present on the palate. So first sip. Cheers. Okay, listen. There's like an apple pie, kind of cherry chewing gum kind of going on here. First, at 125 proof, this does not hit like a Stagg normally hits. I normally am looking for that kind of intense, kind of proof flavor that gets into your tongue and almost kind of gives you that like buzzing on your tongue that lets you know that it's working its way in there. I'm not getting that. I get a little bit of, like I said, a vanilla, almost like a little bit of vanilla ice cream with some apple pie on there. And then there's like a little bit of a hint of cherry candy, but it's not super prevalent. I don't know how I feel about this first sip so far. It's kind of interesting. Second sip. Let's get in there. This is a very, very sweet. It's very sweet. Oaky, sweet. It's like sweet apples. That's like sweet apple skin, apple pie filling, some vanilla. The finish is very, very fast in this. You have to capture the flavors and then they're just kind of gone. Not a very long lasting finish whatsoever. Very, very sweet. It's a very bright, very sweet. It's good. It's not complex. There is not that complexity and depth of flavor as there are in like 26A, 25D. I think the only logical solution here is put it up against 26A, and we'll see. Okay, so here we got it set up. We have 26B and 26A set up. Just want to compare them and see as far as what's the differences between the two, which one maybe I prefer, and I have a sneaking suspicion that I'll prefer 26A. I've always liked 26A. 26B so far, unfortunately, you know, in my initial review here, very just, yes, kind of just basic and sweet. It's very just a very simple offering, lower proof than normal. I mean, there's 5 proof points of difference between these two. This is 129.3, a lot higher. You know, 5 proof points when you're talking about this barrel proofs, it makes a big difference. So here we go. I'm gonna do the nose first and see which one I prefer just on the nose and see what kind of comparison I get. Kind of just that brighter fruit, a little bit of vanilla and oak. Nothing too crazy on the nose here. 26A. Very, very deep, dark oak compared to this. Intense vanilla, caramel on the nose. Just get like almost like a caramel graham crackery and vanilla nose. Honestly, the nose isn't bad in comparison to 26A. I still prefer the complexity of flavors that are coming out of the A on the nose, but I can see how someone would say that the 26B nose is probably a little bit more attractive to them if they are either newer to Stagg or newer to you know, if this was their first Stagg, they'd say it's wonderful, most likely, and I wouldn't disagree with them. It's just when we look at the offering of Stagg over time, the complexity that's present here gives it a little bit of a leg up. That's just my opinion there. So let's get it on the palate, reaffirm what we've tasted on the 26B, and we'll see how it compares to 26A, which one I prefer. Yeah, there's like that apples and cinnamon and some vanilla. It's a very, very quick finish, so you have to get through it really quick. And again, that little hint of like cherry candy on the end, but it's not like that deep cherry cola kind of thing that you normally get from Stagg or you'd be expecting from Stagg. When people say like, oh, Stagg, they're thinking, oh, that deep cherry cola kind of thing. Still good. It's kind of like, what's those Luden's cough drops? Kind of like that on the finish. Is that like that cherry cough drop kind of aftertaste? It's not bad, but it is kind of in that basic category, I would say. Let's go to the 26A and see how much it differs. Cheers. Oh, buddy, yeah. There's some cherry cola. There it is. There's that cherry cola, the like tobacco-y, leathery complexity that's there. There's just that caramel and vanilla intertwined, and the finish is just continually going and going and going. I'm still talking and it's still there, versus the 26B, it took like no time at all to get just gone. This is still there, it's just lingering there. You get more of like the vanilla and cherry and just complexity of flavors that's just chilling on your palate. I'm just gonna call it. It's not worth even trying to go even further. The 26A definitely beats the 26B in my opinion. It's not a like, oh, is this bad? No, I can see how this is very, very attractive to some especially newer barrel proof or full proof, whatever you want to call it, barrel proof drinkers, especially if this is their first Stagg. This would be a terrific entry into Stagg. So if you've never had it, a little bit lower proof, really basic flavor profile that gets you introduced to it, that is still really good. The 26A though has that complexity of flavors, the depth of flavor, that layering that happens between all the different types. There's the cherry cola, there's the vanilla, there's the tobacco, there's the leather, there's just there's a ton going on here compared to here, where it's, you know, it's kind of just very basic, little like some sweet apples, some cinnamon, maybe some little bit of vanilla, and that cherry, like cherry candy. Definitely like a sweeter, brighter versus a darker, complex profile here on the 26A. So I would prefer the 26A still compared to 26B. 26B is good, just not the same as 26A is good. That's my opinion. If I were to buy them, I'd probably buy 26A. That's just my opinion. 26B is worth picking up if you, especially if you like the sweeter profile of things, if you're not so much into the dark, kind of complex flavors, and you like the bright, sugary, sweet, go 26B. That's it for me. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. If you want to get one of these 26As for free, we're giving one away at 2,000 subscribers. You have your choice of a Russell's Reserve 13 Batch 6, an Eagle Rare 12, one of these Stagg 26As, or a 25D. And I guess if you really want a 26B, maybe I'll throw that in. I don't know. It's up to you. You'll be the winner at 2,000 subscribers. So subscribe today. It's free, and all it does is increase your chances of winning. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later. See ya.